Today's CCTV America Insight, new policies that could impact you the next time you fly into or out of the United States, or maybe even in other countries if the ideas here are duplicated elsewhere. CCTV's Jim Spellman has been pouring through dozens of pages of documents and joins us now live from Reagan National Airport. That's here in Washington, D.C. Jim, what's new here?
Mike, flyers in the United States have been accustomed to giving the Transportation Security Administration their name, gender, and date of birth to be cross-checked against terrorist watch lists. But new rules being proposed by the agency would allow them to gather passport information, travel itineraries, and even some financial records even before the flyers get to the airport. For many travelers, airport security checkpoints like this one mean a bit of inconvenience. But for travelers like Prabjit Singh, a Sikh, it means much more. So do you feel like you're profiled when you go through security in an airport?
I believe that I'm profiled even before I get to the airport, but yeah, absolutely, I'm profiled when I'm at the airport.
Singh says screeners see his turban and beard and always flag him for secondary screening.
I'll go ahead and pat my turban down.
Where he is sometimes forced to take off his turban, even though it has been screened by a body scanner or metal detector. The new TSA procedures would use information from extensive background searches to determine what level of screening travelers would be required to go through at the airport. Information would be gathered from commercial and government databases. Edward Hausbach is a privacy advocate with the Identity Project.
It is a radical shift, far exceeding anything that a court has ever upheld in the past, for the TSA to claim, as they do in the latest filings, that they have the discretion to search domestic travelers as thoroughly as they want, without probable cause, without a warrant from a judge, without any particularized suspicion that they've committed a crime, merely on the basis of these pre-crime profiling algorithms.
The TSA declined to have a spokesman appear on camera to answer questions about the program, and an official with the agency refused to allow his name to be reported, but told CCTV America, "Our agents screen 1.8 million passengers each and every day, and with very few complaints. Some passengers may be put on a certain list by the federal government for certain reasons by the intelligence community or the FBI. It's not the TSA's list." As a Sikh, why do you wear a turban?
So the turban is really a pivotal part of their faith.
Singh's beard and turban, along with other articles of faith like his kirpan.
The kirpan is the ceremonial sword, and the reason that the Sikhs wear it is to fight against injustice.
Are integral to his religious life. The kirpan goes into his checked baggage, but the turban remains an issue for TSA agents.
It's because they believe that somebody that wears a turban means terrorist. It's not true. They believe that somebody has a beard, that somebody that looks different, oh, they must be a terrorist, which is not true at all.
Singh fears that if the TSA profiles him because of his turban, they may profile other travelers with the information gathered by the new program.
And it shouldn't be the way that they look. And it shouldn't be the religion that they follow, that the name that they have. It should be based on actual intelligence. And I think that's the issue with TSA today, is that it's not based on real intelligence.
But the TSA says their sole mission is to keep the skies safe. TSA won't say exactly when they plan to start putting this program into effect, and they're quick to point out that as they do their work protecting people in those skies, they're always conscious of people's civil liberties. Mike?
And Jim, people like Prabjit might question if the TSA actually requires its agents to undergo any kind of cultural training about different customs and clothing, as in his case. Do they do any of that?
Yeah, absolutely. They have cultural sensitivity training, and you see it in place in big international airports, especially like, say, JFK in New York. Domestic flights here in the U.S., Prabjit tells me he's less likely to find people that are aware of these issues. Prabjit is an American Sikh born in Houston, Texas. He's lived in the United States his whole life. Most of his traveling is domestic. He says that's where he has the most problems.
All right, Jim, thanks.